Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. Just recently I opened up a monthly bead subscription from Czech Beads Exclusive. I've been playing with their beads and I created a really cool project and I think you guys are gonna love it. So the box that I'm working with is the Happy New Year box, and I will leave links for the Czech Beads Exclusive website down there in the description bar. This here actually looks clear. Right there's their website. So anyways, I created this necklace here, but actually before I even thought of the necklace idea, I was looking at the beads and I saw that there were some really good beads in there for making tassels. So this green bead here, this, I think it was called an olive bead, it has a really large hole, so it was perfect for my tassel. So I was able to pass my thread through this bead several times, and it ended up with, I think it's 10 of my little beaded strands. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the one I'm making in the video, I had just enough materials to do 8, so you can do 10 or 8, it's up to you, and I will tell you how much thread you will need to do this. So I made this tassel. It's really pretty, and I decided that I had enough beads that I can make another tassel, and maybe what I should do is make a necklace and have an interchangeable tassel necklace. So I had enough beads to make this necklace right here, and I used the silver Labrador Czech fire polish beads in the box, and there were several different sizes. This is the 6mm, and then I think these two are 8. I put this star link in between, and then this bead here, I think this was a 10mm, and this one here I want to say was the 12. So there were a bunch of different sizes, and I ended up doing aluminum wire because the aluminum wire really matches these beads here. It's a bright silver, and I used this connector here too. That connector was also in the box. And I used a lot of the beads from the box. Now the purple seed beads in here are 10 seed beads, and I got those from last month's Czech Beads Exclusive box. So let's do this. I'm going to show you how to make this tassel. It's a really fun project, and you can make so many different tassels and just change them out to match your outfit for the day and have a necklace like this. It's really cool. And by the way, I did use a spring ring clasp because when you look at it from this angle, you can't really tell that it's a clasp right here. It just looks like a jump ring. If you use a lobster claw, it will stand out more, but that's just up to you if you want to do that or not, okay? So let's get started. I'm just going to go over the materials with you guys real quick. I used the 10 seed beads, the tiny forget-me-not Czech flowers, the bell flowers, the 6mm Czech fire polish beads, and I also used the matte clear teardrops, and I put the tiny little flower down here at the bottom with 3 seed beads on each side. Okay, so that was my pattern for this one. Now I used 7 feet of 8-pound fireline for this tassel because I have 10 dangles. Now I only have enough beads right here, these ones, to do 8 dangles. I only have 8 of those, so I have to do 8 in this one. And again, this one has 10 dangles, so I'm only going to need 5 feet of thread to do this tassel right here, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. Now the thing is you don't actually know how many times you'll be able to pass through the bead. This one here I am able to pass through it several times because it is a large hole. The green one also had a large hole. So I'm first going to start by putting my needle through this bead, and by the way, there's 2 of these. One is 18mm and one is 20. I'm using the 20 because my tassel is going to be very chunky, and so I thought this would be best. Now I'm not worrying about measuring my tail, but I am leaving, I'm guessing, about 7 to 8 inches, about that much there, okay? And then I'm going to pick up my seed beads, and I'm doing 8 seed beads. These are 10 also, and these also came from a previous Czech Beads Exclusive box. So there's my 8 seed beads, okay? And then I'm doing a bellflower, and then I'm doing 2 seed beads, and then my clear melon bead, 2 seed beads, and a bellflower. Slide this down. I'm then doing 4 seed beads, and then my large red bellflower, and then 4 seed beads again. Just like that. Slide all of these down. Okay, be careful that your beads don't fall off the end. Now I'm going to pass these 3 beads down, and I'm going to take my needle and pass through this seed bead and the bellflower, and I'm going to pass back through all of these beads. I have just a little bit more to go right here. I'm also passing back through the large bead here at the top, pulling my thread through. Now here's the part where you have to adjust your thread up here. So let's see. So I'm going to hold it right here in this loop and pull this one until I have, let's see, maybe 6, 7, 8 inch tail, somewhere around there. Okay, so here's my tail, as you can see. Okay, so that's good right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. So now when I pick this up, see how my flower looks? That's perfect. That's how I want it to look, just like that. Now I have to do this right here 7 more times. Alright, so I'm going to pick up my connector piece, and by the way, you can use the bow on whichever one you want, and there are 4 of these star connectors, so if you want you could use a star connector on this, but I'm deciding to go with this one because it looks like a poinsettia flower to me. So I'm going to take the needle and I'm just going to pass through this loop on the bottom of my flower, and then I'm just going to pass back down this large bead. Don't go through any of the seed beads, just the large bead like that. Pull the needle through. Okay, and now I have this. Now it's going to take me a few passes so that this here doesn't fall apart. So again, I'm going to repeat this pattern again. 8 10-0 seed beads, or 11-0s. You can use either size. They all work. Okay, there's 7. Here is 8. And then my flower, 2 seed beads, my melon bead, 2 seed beads, a flower, slide that down, pick up 4 seed beads, my flower, and 4 seed beads again. Just like this. Slide these all down. I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to skip over the first 3 seed beads, but I'm going to pass through just that 1 seed bead and then back through all of these beads again, and I need to come out of the top of my big silver bead. So I just hold it like this and pass the thread through, and then I'm going to go through these 8 here and through the big silver bead, and also I'll just pass through my connector piece here, so I'll go like that and pull my thread through. Okay, then I need to adjust this, so okay, looks good. And now I'm going to pass back down through this large bead again, coming out the bottom. Be careful not to pass through any seed beads, and make sure that you did catch that connector. because if you didn't go through it the same time I did and you skipped it, you pull that out, your thread's just back down here at the bottom again, and you're not catching the connector. So I could see that my thread is over top of the connector twice now. Okay, so now I'm just going to be repeating this a pattern again. I picked up my beads again, and just like I did earlier, I'm going to skip over the first 3, and I'm going to pass my needle back down through all of these beads here. I have to go back through that large bead again on the top of my tassel. Here I am coming out, and again I'm just going to fold that over so I'm coming out through the connector. Careful not to catch on anything, and then I have to adjust my tassel dangle again. So I'm going to hold it like this, hold that there at the end, and then take the thread and pull it. Okay. I'm already through the connector right here. Now I have to go back down through the large bead and come out the bottom. And I'm just going to continue doing this pattern again. Again, I'm going to slide these 3 down, skipping over them, and pass my needle back through all of these other beads. Pulling it through. I'm going to hold the seed beads right here. And adjust this so it's sitting properly. I like to hold the middle seed bead. I get the best results when I do that. Okay. Through here, it's still loose, so I just need to go through here to fix it. So I went through the large bead and through the connector. Okay, and then I can adjust this here now. Again, I'm through the connector right there, so I'm just going to pass back down to this bead again, and it's getting more clustered here, so you have to be careful that you don't pass through a seed bead. And I'm just going to continue this. So it's pretty simple. It's very easy to do. And this can be done with so many different beads. I'm sure you guys have a lot of beads in your stash right now that you can make this awesome tassel with. And you can make this as long or as short as you want. The most important thing is to make sure that you have a bead that has a large enough hole that you could pass through several times. You can also make earrings with this tassel. I have done several different tassels already. If you want, you can go back into my tutorials and look. I've done another beaded tassels where I did loops of seed beads. I made those for my beaded purses that I have on my wall in my bedroom. And I also did another tassel using yarn and different types of cords, and I showed how to really dress up that tassel and make it look really fancy. So I really love doing tassels. There's so many different ways you can do it. So I'm just going to continue doing this, and I'll come back and show you how to finish the tassel off. It's very easy to do. So I'm just doing my last dangle right here. I'm just passing through the seed beads. And I need to adjust this one so it's laying properly. Okay. So now I have all 8 of my dangles on. They look great. And my thread, I have my short tail here, and I have my working thread. So what I need to do is I need to pass one of my threads through the loop and the connector. Okay, because right now one's on this side and one's on that side. So I'm going to pass through this loop. So now they're both meeting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a surgeon's knot. I'm going to take my needle off so I don't get poked. Okay. So here I go over and under one time. Bring that down. Over and under 1, 2 times. That's my full surgeon's knot. And actually I think I'm going to tie a second surgeon's knot because you're not going to see it. So I'm going to go over again, over one time, bring that down, and then 2 times. Now the other tassel I did, it was getting tight in this spot when I had to go back down. So what I did is I put both of my threads onto the needle at the same time, and I went down through there one time, so I didn't have to make 2 passes with my needle. I just put my threads together like this, hold it between my finger, so you can't even really see it, and then I just bring my needle down just like that. Okay, so there's both of my threads, and then I'm going to pass my needle down through this bead, and again I need to come out in a place where I'm not going through a seed bead. So let's see, where's my needle? There I am. Okay. So now I'm going to take one of my threads off. I just need one. Okay, so here's my short thread, so I still have my long one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this needle with one thread on it, and I'm going to pass through seed beads. So right here I am. I'm going through these seed beads, and I just want to come out in front of a larger bead. For me, that's the flower. You might be using different beads, but right there I am. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a half hitch knot right here on this flower. So I'm making a loop, then I'm passing through the loop twice, pulling this down, and then I'm passing down through these beads. And actually, if you want, you can go straight down, turn around at the bottom, come back up and tie knots. That way it's easier to pass with the beads. That's what I did last night, and I actually forgot that I did that. But I can still get through here. So now I'm just going to keep going, reinforcing my tassel, tying knots, using up my thread like I always do. And you're all done. And all you have to do after you get done with your knots is take and open your spring ring, put your spring ring clasp on it, split ring, this is a split ring, that's a split ring, this is a spring ring, and then attach it to here, and then you have your interchangeable tassel necklace. It's pretty cool. So this one here is really Christmassy, but this one here can be worn at any time of the year. They're really neat. I hope you guys like this project. I had so much fun making this, and it's got me excited, and I can just think of so many different tassels that I can make. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button so you get notified when I upload new videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry you've made from my videos on my Facebook page, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.